But this guy is going crazy. He hugged me and then he kept touching my ass and I kept, yeah, so people were naked. Hello people. Okay, I don't know why I did that. Welcome back to my channel. Isn't this the cutest thing? You know, I had this thing ever since I was like 15. It's like 15 years ago. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe I'm a vampire. What am I talking about? I am actually starting to dig my stained hair. Is that crazy? But who's gonna tell me I'm wrong? Are you? That's what I thought, bitch. Welcome to my, I don't know, I really don't know, like at these times I'm like, why did you just say that? And I'm like, I don't know. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. Today I'm actually doing a story time. Someone actually requested me such a long time ago to do a story time and I didn't. So here I am. If I find the comment, then I'll put it here, but if I don't, I'm just gonna be pointing at like a blank space. Not like I have a bunch of comments, so it's pretty easy to find, but I don't know if the person deleted or something. I hope that wasn't empty, but anyways, welcome to today's video. Today I have a story for you. Oh god, okay. I would say I'm a person that's been through a lot, so if you want more story times, leave a thumbs up and then I'll make some more because I have the juiciest stories. My man, my girl, my G, I'm not kidding. So today I'm gonna tell you the story of someone I met in LA. If you're new around here, I lived in LA for about a year. Over there, it's just really nice for artists because you get to know a lot of people that are in the business and that are chasing to be in the business. So it's like, you don't have to feel a freak about being an artist or like being artistic. That's how I felt. I don't really know if that's it, but to me it was, so that's my experience. So in this story, you're gonna need to know 3 people. The first one is called Ella. Ella was my roommate. That's it, simple as that. The second person is my sister. She's the world to me. I love you if you're watching this. You're probably not because you don't watch my channel. And the third person is Todd, okay? When I moved to LA, I moved with my sister. Honestly, if you want to know about that story, let me know because that's a great story as well. After a while, we got to know Ella and then she moved in with us and we were all roommates. So we moved in together and then Ella has this group of people that are like her gang, you know, her people. So Ella is this kind of hip-ish person. She's a very free spirit girl and very free-minded girl. It's important that you know that and you're gonna understand why. So Ella has this group of people that used to go to the beach a lot, and one day Ella invites me and my sister to go with her, and I think that's a cool idea because I was kind of still making friends at the time, and both me and my sister really were into singing, but I at the time wasn't sure if I really wanted or if I wanted a lot. I don't know. So I was trying to find that out. Like today I know that that's only a hobby to me and I do it because I love it, and when I'm stressed out is a great way to release, you know? But at that time I didn't know, I wasn't sure, and I was in LA, so I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna take chances on anything at all, I'm gonna try it right now. So I thought at that time that it would be interesting to connect with some people that were into music, and Todd was. So when I met Todd, I didn't have any first impressions of him. Like I was like, hi. I mean, you know, I thought he was cool and everything, but I was not interested in him at all. Before you think that, I was not interested in him at all. I was actually taken at the time and I didn't think of him that way at all. But I did want to make friends and I did want to talk to people that were related to that area. And that day, Todd told me he had a studio and he was like pretty well connected and stuff like that. We talked for a while about this music stuff, and then we decided that we want to do like make a few covers, like just amateur stuff, like nothing too professional. I asked for his number, he doesn't have one, and I'm like, okay. He gives me his Facebook and then we start talking. You definitely know who you are by now. Hello. And then I sent him my idea. I'm like, what do you think of this? This is what I have in mind for the first video and everything. And he takes a little while to answer me. So I even forget that I talked to him in the first place. And then he finally answers me and I'm like, oh, okay, so we are on. We go back and forth for a little while. He finally gives me his number. So we start texting, but mind you, he didn't answer me right away, but he was always take like at least 24 hours to answer me, which is totally fine, but like, I'm gonna get there. And then when we started texting about the videos, I got into like a finals week. So I had a lot of assignments, a lot of tests and finals, as the word says. I had a lot of shit to do. And I wasn't on my phone all the time, and I wasn't like super available anymore. He texted me, God, I'm awful at this, I should have, wait. So before I get into finals week, I text him saying like, hey, how is your week? Because I wanted to meet him so we could record or at least plan something out. So I get into that week that I told you about, and then he answers me. I don't see the message right away because, as I said, I'm caught up, so I don't see my phone a lot. I don't check it all the time, and especially because I have a problem where I don't save anybody's number until like maybe 5 months into like friendship. Like I forget to save it. I'm not good with text messages. I checked my phone like about a week later, and then I realized he texted me, and I was like, oh shoot, he texted me. And then I see underneath the text that is like,
I don't want to work with someone that is not gonna take this seriously, like we need to take this seriously.
And at this point I'm like, wait, so we're not friends, we're not hanging out at all, we're trying to work on a project together, and you take at least 24 hours to answer me every single time, which is again totally fine. I am not a person who is gonna wait for a text message. I'm just not like that, especially because I didn't know the guy. But that thing kind of heated me up a little bit. I was like, what do you mean if I'm responsible, or like if I'm trying hard enough? And I say like, hi, so in finals week, and like I had a really hard time reaching you at first, so I understood, so I hope you can understand it. He was a little bit sketchy about it, so I was like, you know what, I think I'm just good as acquaintances with this guy. It's fine, I don't need to be his best friend, I don't need to record anything with him, and I'm fine. So after that, we stopped talking, and she also knew Todd. I almost said his real name. So she got the same idea as I did. At first I didn't know that, but when she met him, she also got his number. She also wanted to work with him on a few projects just as I did, which to me was totally fine. So one day I'm in my room and my sister is in the living room because we are having this fight. And then Todd, I keep saying his name in my head. And then Todd comes over. I thought he was there to see Elle, but turns out he was there to see my sister. Apparently they hung out all night or something like that, but point is that I went to bed the next day. So save this moment in your mind because this gets good. The next day I wake up and Ella asked me to go on a trip with her to a desert kind of creek thing, and I'm into it because I'm having this fight with my sister. And I don't know, I just really could use some time. But the first thing I ask her is, are you inviting my sister? And she goes, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure. And I'm like, why not? She's like, actually Todd doesn't think it's a good idea. And I'm like, wasn't him here? Like, wasn't him just hanging out with her? But okay. So the day the trip comes, so we go for coffee before the trip, me, Todd, Elle's friend, and then Elle. So we get back to the car from coffee and then we start driving. Todd starts throwing this like little shady comments. He's,
your sister didn't come, huh?
and I was like, yeah, actually I meant to ask you about that. Like, why don't you like her? Weren't you guys hanging out? He's like, yeah, she's a little bit princessy, spoiled, you know, lives in her own little world. I was like, okay, weird, but okay. I let it go because I don't want to have an argument, but I'm like, this is weird, and why are you telling me this if you know that I'm so close to her? This is where it gets wild because you don't get it. I get there and this fucking trail is a mountain. It's a mountain. It's not like a little bit like, you know, it's a mountain. And I thought we were gonna just walk 2 miles. So my dumbass goes to a hike with running shoes, leggings. I had to carry 2 backpacks because we were bringing food for the days, because that creek was a camp, and I don't think I realized that much. So I had to carry 2 little backpacks full of shit to go hike. At first I'm like, okay, this trail is not that hard. By the end of it, I had a hole in my pants because I couldn't stand, because it was slippery as shit, and I had to keep rubbing my ass on the floor to get around because I couldn't stand. Every time I would stand, I would fall and slip, and I was so mad that I chose to rub my ass on the floor all the way to there because I didn't wanna be slipping anymore. But you know what? I got through it. So when we get there, all I wanna do is rest. I wanna just have a good time. I don't know, live, breathe, And then you think it couldn't get weirder. And so everybody starts getting naked and it's a naked party. And I'm like, okay, cool guys. I don't have a lot of prejudice over anything. I'm really chill, so I can adjust to a lot of situations, even more than I should. I didn't get naked, it was my personal choice. It's not supposed to be weird, it's supposed to be something like spiritual, that you're connecting to people. Don't have the superficial attributes. Go as you come. That was a poor choice of words. We get to the infamous night. The point of this whole story. The breakdown of the... Todd was really nice. He actually brought a bunch of food, and if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have eaten anything. So if anything, I am thankful for him on that part. A few nights go by, and then we have a bonfire night. We meet all these new people. Everybody is already fully clothed because I don't know if you know that, but it was in the desert. The camping creek thing was in the desert. So at day, it melts your skin off, and then at night it freezes your ass. It's really good feeling. I recommend to anybody who wants to try it. So everybody was already fully clothed. I'm like, yes, I fit in again. Who thought I would fit in? I didn't, but I did, because now the cold got my back. I was actually so tired that day. I decided to go to my little tent. I go to bed and I'm on my tent, and then Ella comes along because she's like, you know what, I'm tired too, so I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm like, cool girl, good night, good night. And then we start hearing footsteps. We start hearing footsteps around the tent, and at first we're like, okay, it's just the guys going to bed again. Well, it wasn't. Todd was awfully drunk and he was really upset. So Todd keeps going around our tent like this, like the tent is right here in the middle of my palm, and then Todd is around it all the time, like just going crazy around the tent. And we are like, why are you going around the tent, Todd? And then he starts saying all these crazy stuff. You guys don't care, because apparently what happened is our group didn't notice that when we were at the bonfire, he got up, left, and then came back. And we didn't notice that. Bear with me. He could have gone take a shit. He could have gone to eat. He could have gone for a walk. Bottom line is he was back at the end of it. So it wasn't like he was missing for 4 hours and we didn't look for him, you know? But apparently to him that was enough. 20 minutes gone, that was enough. So he comes back yelling that we are not appreciative of him enough. He gave us all the food. He invited us there. And he starts attacking my friend really specifically. Like, I don't know why he's picking on her so much, but this guy is going crazy. I can't believe it, you guys are liars and you guys don't care about me. Everybody cares about Sophia, everybody cares about Ella, everybody cares about this guy and this guy and this guy, but nobody cares about Todd. We were at this point like, you're good, man. So we realized he was drunk, and we were already a little bit skeptical because we were like, okay, this guy's drunk. It's not just, you know, we're in the middle of the fucking desert and he's drunk, okay? So we're freezing to death in the middle of desert. And on top of it all, I kinda left him on red, if you think about it. So I don't know if he's angry at me for it still, if he's, you know, grabbing all that and keeping to himself and trying to explode on us later. I don't really know. Point is, he starts going crazy. He starts yelling so much, and then Ella tells me he hugged me and then he kept touching my ass, and I kept putting his hand away, but he wouldn't take it off. And I was like, and this guy has the audacity to yell at us after he did that to you? Like, what the fuck? I was ready to say something until he yelled like a freaking psychopath, and I was so scared that I didn't move. He started calling Ella a liar and a hypocrite and all these ugly ass names. So he yells for like, I don't know, 30 minutes. He's yelling until he finally decides that he wants us to come outside. He's like, you guys need to come outside because I can't find my food. I can't find my food. I'm gonna pick everything and you guys are not gonna eat because I brought the food. We were like, okay, take your food, you know where you put it, because he had the food. So he could have gone and get the food. Nobody was keeping the food from him. Mind you, the night was so scary. This complete dark night. Like you couldn't, totally like lights out, nothing around it. You had to use flashlights to see anything. So we were like, my friend Todd, my dearest friend Todd, we're not coming outside, my friend, because you could have been drinking more and holding knives and I don't know, stalking up Amos. So my friend Ella starts crying, and at this point I feel so bad because I'm so scared and I don't know what to do until he finally gets tired and everybody goes to bed. We were really scared. Like I started crying as well. It was very aggressive. It wasn't like just a little bit of yelling like, oh yeah, you guys are such idiots, losers. It was like, you guys are like actual mother effers and you need to shut the F up. The next day, I thought this guy would have a breakfast set up for us. I thought he would be so sad. Oh, he wasn't. Oh, no, he wasn't. When we get off the tent, he's like, hi, good morning, blah, blah, blah. My friend Ella finally decides to say something because she's such a sweetheart. She finally says like, hey, what you did wasn't cool, and if you drink again, we're gonna leave. He was like, no, yeah, that's fine, whatever. And then she's like, the least you can do is apologize. So he apologizes to her, and I'm literally just standing there like I wasn't in a tent. I didn't go through anything. And then literally was like, I'm sorry, Ella. Doesn't even look at me. Listen, I know what he did was towards her, so she was probably going through something way worse than I was. But you know, acknowledge that I exist, maybe, because you scare the shit out of me too. But so he doesn't apologize to me, but I don't care because at this point I just want to chill. I want everything to be okay. And so in California, I don't know if in California, but in that area, there's a lot of pollen, especially because it was summer. Never lived in LA before that time. Never went to the desert. Never got into contact with foreign pollen. So I wake up the next day looking like this. Yeah, let's just say pollen didn't like my face one bit. I had an allergic reaction to the pollen, and it wasn't fun, let me tell you. I start getting a little bit worried because my face was really weird. So I get off the tent, and then I go by Todd, and he's like, whoa, your face is really fucked up. Thanks, dude. Didn't ask anything. I didn't ask you about my face at all. And he says in such a tone, and I'm like, okay, Todd, having a little bit of trouble with you now. And then I decide that I want to leave because I could actually die. We don't know what's happening. My face is swollen. My throat could close at any second. And I ask Ella, and she doesn't hesitate. She's like, yeah, I think we should leave as well. It's not getting better, so let's leave. So we start packing everything up. And Todd, he has the nerve, the balls, the audacity to go like, oh, what? We're leaving? No, it can't be. It can't be. No, we can't leave. Oh my God. And then he starts being such a drama queen about it. He's like, no, we can't leave. I'm like, look at my face, dude. I need to leave. I don't know if you're gonna leave, but I need to leave. And then Ella's friend is like, yeah, we should leave. Like, it's not getting better. We should leave. He starts going wild. He starts crying like a baby. He puts his face on the sand. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe we're leaving. This is the worst, blah, blah, blah. I was like, didn't you just say that my face was fucked up and you don't want to let me leave? Mind you, Ella has a lot of experience hiking. She knows what she's doing. She's done that trail before. I never did, and I barely made it through the way. So, you know, I need help, my friend. I need help to get out there. So Ella's friend decided he's gonna stay with Todd on that camp. So he's automatically, like, he shifts. He's like, I can't believe we're gonna leave. And like, oh, Todd, we're actually staying. Oh, really? Okay, cool. See you guys. I'm like, what is wrong with this kid? We ended up leaving, and then I get to the house, and then I finally talk to my sister after a few days, and I'm like, I heard that you didn't want to go. I don't know, like, I just wanted to get things out of the way. She's like, yeah, Ella never invited me to the trip. I'm like, what? I thought you said to not invite me. And I was like, I never said that. So actually what happened is that Todd does not like you. Now it's the grand finale, you guys. Guess what Todd did? So not only he freaked out on us, his drunk ass humiliated my friend and me, threatened us, went around our tent like a freaking maniac, cried about leaving when I actually needed medical assistance, put his hand on my friend's butt consistently and did not remove it when she took it away. But he hit on my sister. You know that person he was just saying was princessy and spoiled and lived in her little own world? Well, I guess the tables have turned, Todd, because you sure as hell like her now. Because you were hitting on her. The night that I told you guys about that I was in my room and she was in the living room, he was hitting on her. He actually tried to kiss her and she pushed him away. He actually tried to put his hand on her leg multiple times and she took it off. And he wouldn't accept it. And he was just trying so hard to get a kiss. So just because my sister rejected him because she didn't like him, he did not like her and did not invite her. At this time, I honestly don't know what's wrong with Todd. Like, the guy goes through some stuff, you know, he didn't have the easiest life, he wasn't in a very good place, and anyone could see that. But I don't know, I'm not gonna stick around a person that harasses other people and gets drunk and tries to pick a fight with them and actually gets aggressive. So I was like, you know what? Life sometimes has a way of working things out, because if I ended up recording the cover with him, who knows, like maybe we would be friends and then I would realize that that was not the type of friend that I needed. And if you're watching this, Todd, I wish you all the best. It's just for fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. And if you want more, just always remember to leave a thumbs up. Oh, just a quick little message. If you ever go through something like that, talk to a friend or try to ask for some help, because I know that being harassed by someone is just really not any girl's dream, if you know what I mean. It's really serious, and I wish my sister had told me before that he wasn't taking no for an answer, because I would talk to that young man. For the longest time, I kept my mouth shut about so many things that bothered me. And that, believe me, that only made me feel worse, you know? People didn't care. I was the one feeling hurt about it. So you know, if you're in my sister's or Ella's situation and you ever go through something like that, I want you to know that you can DM me. I will answer you. And also that if you don't want to talk to a full stranger like me, you can always talk to a friend. So please, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching.